Hey, I want y'all to really tap in with me real quick because, I come from the bottom, and I had to really study this information. And because when you start talking about farmers and planting seeds and trees and in faith and belief, I barely believed in myself when I first got started. So this is something you're really going to have to study, right? So just imagine a farmer, right, in his farm. Now ask yourself, why would the farmer put the plow in the ground in the springtime? Let's really think about this. Especially if he couldn't see the finished product, which in their world is called the harvest, until the summer. Why would he do this? And the only thing you could really think of is faith. Right? Because faith, if you break it down by human definition, it's the ability to see things that do not exist. Right? So ask yourself, as God's highest form of creation, looking into the future, because we're the only people in the world that can actually look into the future. Animals can't look into the future. Insects can't really look into the future. They only go one way, right? They have to obey instinct and genetic code. So when we think about we're God's highest form of creation, I know we hear that in seminars and in church, but what does that mean? That means we have the ability to create. In creation, if you think about it, it's looking into the future. Well, how do you look into the future? Can you really see things before they happen? And my answer is absolutely you can. You can. Right, we're the only life form that can change the direction of their life. Right? So you got to ask yourself, when is the right time for you to start? When would you start building your house, your dream house? Right? And my answer has always been right now. Right? The foolish thing, the most craziest thing, the most just insane miss out that you can face is not starting now. Brick by brick. They ask you, how you gonna build this house? You have nothing. Your answer is brick by brick. That's how houses are built, right? So I want you to think as if the end is in the beginning. Is it possible to finish, then start? That's deep. That's deep. And with my level of education, right, I would be worth $15 an hour right now. But that's far, far away from the case. So faith plus belief times the law of average can get anybody to their harvest. Anybody. Because if you're stuck, which is humanly impossible to be stuck, it's just your mindset. Your mindset is stuck because you're not a tree. Think about it. A tree can have everything, but it won't move. So I thank God every day that I'm a human being and it's possible to see the end in the beginning, right? Because how do you see a hotel? You see it as big and luxurious, but there was someone who saw it when it was vacant. And if someone can see things before it's here, then you can too. It just takes faith. I coach a lot of people around the world. They say, Chad, is it really possible to see things that don't exist? And I tell all my students, from my 7-figure clients to my 6-figure clients to just some employees trying to shift to entrepreneurs, I always tell them, well, of course. Period. Of course. Yes, it's possible. The first 5 years of my life, I was broke. 17 years old, I started working. From 22, I was working a job, broke. The second 5 years of my life, I was rich. 23 to 28, I had everything I wanted. Watches, cars, it was just amazing. The third 5 years after that, now we're in the legacy phase. That's from 29 to 34. That's ownership. That's owning things, right? No more debt, right? Setting up for your kids if you want to start a family. The 4 or 5 years, I consider that from 35 to 40. Well, we already know what that's going to be. That's going to be wealth. Why? Because we designed it. Now, this is the serious part. If someone cannot see it when it is not yet here, then it will never be there. So you got to see it. Not only do you got to see it, you got to act like it's already done. 5 years from now, you will arrive. I promise you that. I told all my friends when I was broke, I'm going to arrive. The question is, the $1 million question is, where will you arrive? Will it be a well-designed life, or will it be an undesigned destination? Because I've already seen millions of people go through the undesigned life. That's when you end up driving the car you don't want to drive. You're living in a place you don't want to live. You're not traveling, right? Your entertainment is the news, CNN, constant negative news, right? So I challenge everybody, take time to design your life. We're the only people in the world right now who can do that. Thank God you're a human. You could have been an ant. You could have been a stick. So 5 years from now, I pray that you arrive at a place of peace, fulfillment in your body, right? A place of gratitude, a place of self-worth, honor. I pray that you have influence to impact people all over the world. And when you do that, they only see the God in you, because that's the way you accomplish those goals. So this is your favorite entrepreneur. No more 9 to 5. And I can't wait to see you on the other side. Look forward to working with you. God bless you all.